Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Fam Day 2. I'm back. I was here earlier today, stocking your preventative health toolbox from the lens of a massage therapist. One of my passions is to really help give simple, effective, implementable tools that we can do in our day to day so that in between our trips to our healthcare professionals, we can thrive instead of just surviving. And there's many components to that self-care toolbox. And sometimes we don't think of some of the insidious things that can really impact our health, especially over the long term. What do I mean by that? Today, I'm here with not only a friend, but a community member that I admire very, very much, Nicola Gauntley, whose mantra really is clean, simple, healthy. I can buy into that. I want that kind of life and lifestyle. But Nicola really does believe in giving back and contributing to our community. And so it seems really awesome to me that she put her hand up to be a ambassador and have this conversation with all of us today about something that we may not think about on a regular basis, but that insidiously can impact our health mentally and physically. And that's toxins in our home, in our life, that we take for granted and we don't even perhaps think about. And I know over time what that can do. I've worked with many naturopaths in my career, and I still do. And there's tests now that can be done on looking at toxins in our bodies. And there's a study, and I'll have to look this one up, but it's really shocking to see the study on newborn babies, and the amount of chemicals and toxins that are in their system at birth. And that's because of the way we live our lives now. And I'm not here to doom and gloom and be totally negative, but what I am here to do is to spark the conversation of what can we do in our daily lives? What little changes can we make to make a difference in that toxic load? So Nicola, I am so excited to have you here. You are always the first to say, how can I help in anything community and anything advocacy? And so thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be a ambassador for 2024 and to share a little bit about what other tools can be put into that toolbox that you're sharing this month with some healthier options and solutions.
Yes, yes. So we're both mothers. I know you've got two gorgeous boys. They're both off to university, and you're doing the thing that I am, this kind of empty nest ish. They come back, but it's different. But I think all of us, that are mothers, and even if you're not a mom, we care. We should care or be aware of what's around us and how it's having an impact on the health and well-being of the people we love, our children, our aging parents, and in fact our environment. Because at the end of the day, I mean, yesterday we launched with Grandmother's Voice and an Indigenous group, and they talk about Mother Earth. And this isn't a climate change talk, but boy, oh boy, the way we live impacts not only our health, but the health of our environment, which in turn impacts our health. So I'm excited today to talk about some of the tools that you have, that it doesn't have to make it a big deal. It doesn't have to be overwhelming for people. Like you said, simple, but that can have a huge payback in our health. And one of those areas is in our home. So can you speak a little bit to, in your life and in the people, hundreds of people that you help, to make little subtle shifts and little tweaks in what they might be using in their home so that they are decreasing their toxic load, which they might not even know they have?
Yeah, and let's get real. I mean, some of the cleaning products that are in people's homes, are you really reading all the small print and all the ingredients that are listed? And a lot of the time, some of the ingredients are not even noted on those products that we use. So, it's sort of, if I break it down, there's chemical cleaning. So we all know that. There's thermal cleaning, which takes time. It also takes, it's not that quick, easy thing that as a busy parent or as a busy working professional, do you have time to start that thermal cleaning process. And then there's mechanical cleaning. And the mechanical cleaning is the way to go for your everyday lives. So by using, most of the time, we can clean with a good microfiber cloth and water and get the job done without compromise. Um, I know, as you do, that there are areas of our home that might need a little bit of extra help. So there are healthier solutions. We don't need those toxic glass cleaners or those furniture spray aerosol polishes that are filled with different chemicals. How we're cleaning our oven, what we're using on our countertops in the kitchen. Kitchen is one of the busiest areas in our home. And um, the residue that the chemicals are leaving behind are so toxic for us all.
And
And as you said,
we're putting our food on it.
exactly, right? So, and even if you were to use a chemical cleaner, most people are not using them in the correct way for them to actually be, you know, impactful to clean up whatever you're cleaning. So by using a microfiber cloth, and not just any microfiber cloth, we can mechanically clean up our counters, our floors, our light switches, our door handles, our bathrooms, in a much healthier way, whether it's using water and the cloth or whether it's using plant-based enzyme cleaners that go and do the mechanical work for you, that are safer for your children, that are safer for you, um, and in the long term, safer for whatever you're cleaning up, right? I mean, we spend so much time in our homes, and we want to know that what we're breathing in and what we're eating from is not toxic to our health. So,
Yes.
um,
And I think you're bringing up a really good point, and I'm going to go back to the theme of this week and mindset, because I'll tell you, it took me some time, because when we know better, we should do better. But
mhm.
when I was a kid, and I'm sure, Nicola, we're about the same age, and my mom was actually very proactive in terms of preventative health. My mom's almost 81. And so my mom was doing things long before it was cool to do things. There were alfalfa sprouts, in my kitchen, and she was doing yoga and cleaning with vinegar years ago. But one of the things we all knew as growing up was this mindset. Well, like, I'm going to use the word bleach. But there were chemicals that in our mindset, well, that's what we have to use in order for it to be clean. We have to smell that and it has to be clean. So in this mindset week, we're trying to shift people's mindset that you actually can do the job in a safer way, in a healthier way, with and in the long term impact our environment as well. So you said this microfiber cloth, but not just any microfiber cloth. Tell us what's in that microfiber cloth that you have that's different than others and why it works.
Yeah, so there's many microfiber cloths on the market, as we know. But the Norwex microfiber cloth um, goes leaps and bounds ahead of any other microfiber cloth. Why? The fiber is extra, extra thin. So to be labeled even microfiber, to be sold as microfiber, needs to be at least a minimum of 1/6 of a strand of a human hair. Norwex microfiber is 1/200th of a hair, and is star shaped. And why that's important is it's because of the ultra fine fiber. It is actually able to lift and pick up and remove dirt and up to 99% of bacteria from any surface that you're using it on. So that's the first thing of why the Norwex microfiber is better. The other is that the cloth is actually embedded with silver. The silver is actually infused into the microfiber.
Yes.
So it's not just coating the fibers. So the longevity of the cloth is going to last much longer.
Oh,
So
and I can speak to that because when I made the shift because of you to the microfiber through Norwex, I have all different kinds of them in my home. I, I've had them for years and they
yeah,
work. Oh my goodness, they work. Yes. So I can speak to that firsthand, that the longevity of them are there for sure.
Right. And the other component of the silver being infused into the fibers is, and silver for, I think, centuries has been used as a medicinal health component. And I'm no scientist, but I do know that the benefits. So the benefits of having the silver embedded into the microfiber cloth is that as it's drying, it's self-purifying. So it's neutralizing that bacteria that can harbor and continue to grow if it's not being sort of neutralized. So that is a huge, huge plus. So yeah, the Norwex microfiber definitely does the mechanical work for us, and it goes to work and lasts, right? So,
Well, and
and
another
it's
little thing that
versatile.
I noticed, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but often, the cloth that's in your kitchen because you're mopping up things and bacteria and juices from meat or what have you, a lot of other cloths get really, really, really stinky.
Yeah.
The Norwex microfiber cloth, I don't have that same problem actually.
No.
Um,
And all you need to do is after you've used it is rinse it well in hot water and then hang to dry. So you don't have to constantly wash them. You just hang them to dry, and in that 24-hour period as it's drying, it's self-purifying. So it's safe to use time and time again.
yes,
So
yes,
what else does the Norwex microfiber do? It helps reduce the use of paper towel. Paper towel are filling our landfills. We're cutting down trees. So all these things are not good for the environment. So, I mentioned glass cleaners, for instance. Well, our microfiber window cloth, you don't need to use paper towel. You use a wet Enviro and a dry window cloth, and no streaks, no need for paper towels, no need for chemical sprays to clean your glass, your mirrors, whatever it is in your home. They're also great for cleaning up appliances, so you don't need those stainless steel wipe things or cloths. And so they're, these two cloths alone, just to get started, is a great shift to how many people are, using these other chemical products that you don't need, and much better
exactly.
for the environment. And these cloths will last for years, years and
They
years
do.
if they're well taken care of, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so as we go through the house, I mean, whether it's your floors, your kitchen areas, your bathrooms, um, there are just simple, easy switches we can make. Now, think about in your bedroom, lying on your bed. How often does somebody actually clean their mattresses?
Yeah.
Or, right? When we're sleeping every day in our beds, and we do, hopefully, at least, between 6, 7, 8 hours maybe is our level of sleep, but children are obviously sleeping hopefully longer. Um, we have oils that are coming off our bodies. We have uh, dry, dead skin cells. Well, guess what's feasting on that in our beds, right? Something we don't want to think about, but dust mites. And it's the dust mite feces that build up in pillows, mattresses,
Yep.
comforters,
Yep.
you name it.
Yep.
And they are playing havoc with simple things like our skin, our allergies,
Yes.
snoring, all
Yep.
those health components. And there's simple, healthier solution by just, an enzyme spray that attacks that dust mite feces. And it's quick and easy to do, a little spray, and you know that you can rest easier. So it's those kind of simple changes that are so easy to make and safer
Yes.
for our health.
And you know what I love about that too is for those people that travel in business, or maybe you're going on a vacation with your family, that's a great spray to take with you when you have the thought of going into a hotel
Mhm.
room and is this clean? Not to be paranoid, but you can have
Right?
that spray and feel better about resting easy, as you say. Simple, easy, healthier. Once again, one of the things I'd like to go to next is the laundry, because we all have to do it. We've got kids that are at university. In fact, I sent a picture to Nicola last night when my beautiful daughter was doing laundry away at school, and she's FaceTiming me with a Norwex laundry sheet and saying, "Mom, remind me how I use this." So let's talk about how we can make just a simple shift in the laundry department so that we're healthier, and not only healthier for ourselves, but also our environment.
Right. So, one of the things with many detergents on the market, they are filled with, take a liquid detergent, laundry detergent. Probably 80% of that is actually just water that you're paying for. The other 20% is fillers and harsh chemicals. Not only are they not good for us, but they're breaking down the fibers within our clothes. We all spend lots of money on, clothes that we buy. Um, it is also breaking down our washing machines, because those chemicals, again, they build up over time. And think about the chemicals that are getting in through our fibers in our clothes are going now. We're wearing them or we're
Yes,
sleeping on them,
yes,
right? So there are much healthier options, and of course, Norwex isn't the only one that has healthier detergent options, but most of the store bought products are just, again, coating perhaps the stain, not cleaning it as well as it could be. And of course, they're filled with chemicals, which is just not good for any of us.
right.
So, using healthier detergents that are completely clean, and I can speak to Norwex ones because I use them. They are ultra concentrated. They last much longer. You need less. So, and less with Norwex is always more.
Mm.
So whether it's an eco-friendly strip that you just toss and wash, or whether you scoop because you like a powder detergent, or whether you pump it and use a liquid detergent, which are, again, plant-based, they're biodegradable, all the good things that we need when we're washing. Another little tip, if you use, let's say, a powder detergent, the Norwex one has multiple uses. So not only is it amazing as a laundry detergent, but it is amazing to clean other things in your home. So diluting it in water in a spray bottle, using it as a kitchen cleaner is amazing. I soak my oven racks in it, Mark. They
I
come out
do thanks
brand
to
new.
you. I do thanks to you. I didn't before. I hate that job, and my self cleaner, I don't know why it's not working the way it should, but it's a game changer for sure.
It really is. And, when you speak of cleaning the oven, actually, those self cleaning ovens are emitting toxic fumes and takes way longer than if you were to use, let's say, an enzyme based oven cleaner that you spray 10 minutes, scrub it, wipe it with a microfiber cloth, and you're done. And you
Yeah,
don't have to open up windows. You're not gasping as you're inhaling these strong chemicals. If you've got children in the house or pets in the house, you don't have to worry that they're breathing in something that's long term could have an impact on their lungs,
absolutely.
their health, asthma, all those things. So, yeah, the laundry detergent is a big one.
And then lastly, in the laundry, because we're going to move on to self personal care, just because I know that we could be here all day,
I
and
know.
we'll have to do it some more later. Um, when we talk about fabric softeners, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that the mass media has talked a lot about what's in those and needing to be careful with what we use. There is something that you introduced me to, the laundry balls that I have now, and I love them. So can you briefly talk about that?
100%. So, one of the most toxic things that many of us have used for years, and of course I've now shifted away from, are those fabric dryer sheets. So, again, we are sort of have been conditioned over many, many years of thinking that we need some sort of scent to feel like something is clean. Well, actually, clean has no smell. Those fabric dryer sheets, one sheet alone has 25 toxic, harsh chemicals
Yeah.
in them.
Yep.
And as that's tossing around in your dryer with your clothes, that is playing havoc on your health,
Yep.
even though you're not realizing it. So, and plus, that one dryer sheet is ending up in the landfills, right? So, not good for the environment. 3 of Norwex dryer balls, 100% New Zealand wool, toss them into your dryer. So now you've saved on not having harsh chemicals in your fibers. You've reduced the cost of your drying time by 15 to 20 minutes of every dryer cycle. And those 3 dryer balls for a regular load of laundry will last you 1,000 loads. 1,000 loads. That's huge, right?
Huge.
So
Huge.
it's saving you time and it's saving you money.
I have a question personally. So I'm supposed to put all three balls in with the dryer at the same time?
Yeah, so depending on the size of
Okay.
your
Okay.
dryer load, if you've only
Okay.
got a couple of items, one dryer ball is more than
Okay.
enough.
Okay.
I tend to have, with my boys' laundry when they're home, I have big loads. So
Right.
3 balls are going to go in.
Okay.
And while they do 1,000 dryer loads, maybe at, 500 dryer loads, you might need to recharge your dryer balls. Easy to do. Throw them in a sock, throw them in your washer with your clean laundry detergent, give them a wash, throw them
Oh,
back in the dryer to dryer. Now they're recharged. So, if you feel like they, have gotten a little bit softer, they just need a boost, and it's easy to boost them. So,
oh, cool.
yeah.
That's a
So
good tip.
that's
I didn't
just
know that one. Thank you for teaching me. You're stocking my toolbox, which I love. That's fantastic.
that's
Okay,
great.
so now moving on to personal care. And we all know that our skin is our biggest organ. And
Mhm.
we take for granted, when there's so much media, especially for our young girls, the lotions and potions and things that we're supposed to put on to make us look younger and smell good and all the things. But we don't think about the long term consequence of the absorption of a lot of these chemicals and dyes and on our health, both in a physical perspective and also a mental perspective, in how they can, you know, it, um, interrupt neurotransmitters and all kinds of things. So, can you speak to some changes that you can make just briefly in skincare?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if you look at, and I had some numbers somewhere, and now I don't have them in front of me, sorry. But the US is actually way behind in removing lots of those harsh chemicals and toxins from personal care products, whether it's for your hair, whether it's skincare products, cosmetics. It's frightening. Canada has made some improvements, but and the European Union is ahead of all of us when it
Right.
comes to removing those harsh things. And Norwex goes even 10 steps even further. I mean, they spend a lot of research time and development and testing to make sure that whatever they are putting out into the marketplace is healthy. Now, I should have actually started off our little conversation that Norwex actually started almost 30, it's their 30-year anniversary this year, and it
Wonderful.
began in Norway. Norway is one of the cleanest living countries
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
So when it comes to development of skincare products, hair care, healthy homes, they know what they're talking about and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they are always looking at not only what's in there, and our skincare products are everything from prebiotics, probiotics, glacial water, again, super Nordic antioxidants, cloudberries, lingonberries, all those sort of things. That's what you're going to find in the Norwex skincare.
Right.
Again, many of us don't, go to the drugstore, go to whatever. We've heard about this. Okay, let me give that a try. But we're not actually looking at what's in it, what is our skin absorbing over
Yes.
time. And that's key. The other beautiful thing that Norwex has just done is that they have looked at the sustainability of their products. And look at this, Mark. So
Oh,
this is the hydrating moisturizer, right? Comes in a beautiful container. The container never has to be replaced. All you're
wonderful.
replacing is the actual insert when you need it.
That's cool.
So refillable options, again, looking at the health of the environment. Something else that I didn't mention is that we know about plastics filling the oceans.
Yes.
Norwex has huge sea bins that collect that plastic and
Oh,
recycle and repurpose that plastic into our microfiber cloths.
oh, that's
So,
cool. I didn't know
um,
that.
how great is that,
Oh,
right?
that's very,
And
yeah.
any of our household solutions have our ocean bound logo on it. And again, that plastic, that those plastic water bottles and everything else that's filling up our oceans
Yeah.
are being repurposed into everything that we do. So again, it's a win-win. It's clean, it's simple, it's healthy. Um, if you want to know much more, I'm happy to reach out and or reach out to me and let's have a chat, because it takes no time with our microfiber products, our household solutions, our personal care, our laundry. It's saving you time, it's saving you storage space, and it's saving you money, and most importantly, it's better for our health and well-being. So
Thank you, Nicola. Beautifully said, and I couldn't agree more. And here's what I'd like to say about it as well. You know, this was meant to be educational, and little tools, and you can decide what you implement into your home and into your day. But what I love about this is some of these things are what we have to purchase anyway, in our home. And so just think about your mindset and think about what's the one thing, even if you can do one thing to switch it up. And over time, changing your mindset, not only are you going to see the benefit in your pocketbook, but you're going to see the benefit in your health. And that's what's super cool about that. And as I said at the beginning, you're a very generous person who always gives back. You know that Preventative Health Awareness Month and movement is a grassroots initiative. There's no funding for it. These are all volunteers that are giving their time. Eventually, my goal is to have a FAM foundation where we'll raise money, to actually give back to organizations to help with preventative health more in all the different aspects of health and well-being. And you've generously offered to give, what did you say, for the month of February?
So anybody that does shop off, I've created a link that's for this month, and anybody who purchases any Norwex products through me through that link, 20% I will donate back to FAM, because I believe in preventative health, I believe in healthy homes, and I believe in a healthier you.
Well, thank you, Nicola. And you believe in healthy communities and supporting people that are trying to do what we're doing. And that's, and just so people know that that money, any donations that are going back, is literally going into, the costs associated with actually doing this campaign. When we have an event, we have to rent the space and all of those things. And like I said, eventually, hopefully by next year, FAM 2025, we will have the FAM Foundation and be an official not-for-profit. But progress over perfection, my friend. Thank you so much for your time and energy. If you want more information or you have questions for Nicola about how you can clean in your home to make it healthier, reach out to her. I'll make sure that she's tagged in this post. Happy FAM, everybody. Have a great Friday. Take time to review the stuff we've done and be ready for week 2 of Preventative Health Awareness Month. Have a good day, Nicola.
Thank you so much.